Welcome back. Today we're doing something super practical. We're going to walk through the airport experience from the moment you arrive until your plane actually takes off. Because somehow, airports are both routine and completely confusing at the same time.
It's like the one place where you can do everything correctly and still end up sprinting. Also, every airport feels like a small city with its own rules, its own language, and exactly one outlet that actually works.
So whether you fly all the time or you're preparing for your first big trip in years, this episode is your calm, friendly walkthrough. No jargon, no pressure. Just, here's what happens, here's what to expect, and here's how to not lose your mind.
Let's start at the beginning. You're at the airport, maybe in a rideshare, maybe you parked, maybe someone dropped you off. First question, do you actually know which terminal you need? Because that one detail can decide whether you have a smooth morning or a dramatic plot twist.
Yes. Before you even step out of the car, check your airline and your terminal. Sometimes airlines split between terminals. And sometimes the terminal signs are there, but they're designed in a way that makes you question your reading skills.
And if you're being dropped off, say it out loud. Terminal 2, departures, door C, kind of energy. Don't just say the airport and hope for the best.
Okay, you're at the right terminal. Now you've got two big paths, check-in and bag drop, or straight to security. If you already checked in on your phone and you're traveling with just a carry-on, you can usually head straight to security.
But if you're checking a bag, you're looking for your airline's counters or bag drop area. And something that surprises people. Sometimes there's a regular line, and then a separate bag drop line for people who already checked in. That can save you a lot of time.
Let's talk about the bag itself. If you're checking luggage, make sure you don't have anything in there that you'll need immediately. Medications, keys, documents, chargers, a change of clothes if you're anxious about delays. You don't want to be the person opening a suitcase in the check-in line like it's a yard sale.
A quiet nightmare. Also, battery stuff. Big lithium batteries and certain electronics shouldn't be in checked luggage. When in doubt, keep important electronics and batteries in your carry-on.
At the counter, you'll show identification, drop your bag, and get a baggage receipt. That little sticker or digital receipt matters. If your bag goes on an adventure without you, that's the tracking number that brings it back.
And now it's time for the moment that defines airports. Security.
Security is where vibes change. People stop smiling. There's a sense of urgency, even if nobody's late. Here's the best way to make it easier. Before you even get in line, do a quick setup.
Setup means put your ID and boarding pass somewhere easy. Not buried in a backpack behind 3 snack bars and a novel you're not going to read.
Exactly. And if you have a jacket, consider taking it off early. If you're wearing a belt that always sets off the scanner, maybe just remove it ahead of time. The goal is fewer surprises at the front.
Now, rules vary by country and by airport, but a consistent theme is liquids are complicated. Usually small containers in a clear bag. So if you brought a big bottle of water, just accept that it's not making it through. Drink it or dump it before you reach the checkpoint.
And when you get to the bins, follow the signs, listen to the agents, and look at what the people right in front of you are doing. Sometimes laptops come out. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes shoes come off. Sometimes they don't. The airport will tell you what kind of day it is.
A big pro tip. Keep your pockets basically empty. Phones, coins, keys, all of that goes in the bin. The fewer things on your body, the less likely you get pulled aside for a rescan, which is never fun even when it's quick.
Once you're through, don't just grab your bag and stop right there to reorganize your entire life. Step a few feet away, find a bench or a quiet corner, then put yourself back together.
That little move makes you everybody's favorite stranger.
Now you're officially airside, which means the fun part, finding your gate. First thing to do is look up at the departures board and confirm the gate number and boarding time. Even if it's on your boarding pass. Gates change. They just do.
Gates change like the weather. And sometimes the app updates faster than the board, and sometimes it's the opposite. If you're unsure, check both.
Here's a mindset shift that helps. Don't treat the airport like you only need to show up at your gate at boarding time. Treat it like you need to physically locate your gate first, then you can relax.
Yes, Walk to the gate, make sure it's real, and then decide if you have time for coffee or food. Because nothing is more annoying than buying something and then hearing your name over the loudspeaker from a totally different wing of the building.
Let's talk food strategy for a second. Airports are expensive, we know this. If you're trying to save money, bring snacks. But if you're going to buy a meal, do it with a plan. Look at your boarding time and your walking distance back to the gate.
And consider the kind of meal. If you're taking a long flight, you might want something that won't make you feel awful later. Also, hydration matters. The air on planes is dry. If you can, fill an empty water bottle after security.
Now, what about the gate experience itself? You arrive and you'll see a screen with the flight number and destination. That's your anchor. If it matches, you're in the right place.
Then comes boarding, which is basically a social experiment. They call groups, zones, rows, sometimes letters. Whatever system they use, the easiest way to stay sane is to listen for your group and not form a line too early.
This is where people get stressed about overhead bin space. If you have a carry-on you need above you, boarding earlier can help. But if you're in a later group and the bins fill up, the flight attendants will usually help by checking your bag at the gate. That's not the end of the world. Just make sure anything essential is in your personal item.
What counts as essential? Meds, valuables, documents, anything you'd be upset to lose for a day, and anything you need during flight. Headphones, charger, maybe a sweater.
Okay, you're boarding. You scan your pass, you walk down the jet bridge, and now you're on the plane. Believe it or not, there's still strategy here.
The first 10 seconds matter. Find your row quickly. Try not to block the aisle, and if you're stowing a bag, get it in the bin efficiently. If you need something for flight, pull it out before you lift the bag up. Don't do the overhead bin excavation.
Once you're in your seat, get your essentials out. Headphones, water, maybe a book, maybe nothing. Buckle in when you're ready. And then there's the classic question. Window shade up or down? That is a whole debate.
I'm team read the room. Early flight with sunrise. Shade up, enjoy life. Midday, everyone wants a nap. Maybe shade down, be a hero.
Now, a quick reality check for anyone nervous about flying. Delays and last-minute changes happen. It's not a personal failure if the plan shifts. The airport is a system with a million moving parts. The best thing you can do is stay informed and stay flexible.
If your flight is delayed, don't just stare at the screen in despair. Check your airline app. Check your email or text, and if you need answers, get in line at the desk early or use a customer service chat. Sometimes a phone line is impossible, but the app chat works.
And if you're connecting, keep an eye on your next gate. If things get tight, you can let a flight attendant know once you're on board. They can't bend time, but they can sometimes help with information, and occasionally they can help coordinate getting people off the plane quickly.
Okay, the cabin door closes. You're still not in the air. There's taxiing, safety briefing. Sometimes a wait in line on the runway like it's rush hour, but for airplanes.
And that's a good moment to remember. The process is normal. It can feel like a lot, but it's routine. Pilots and crew do this constantly.
Then, finally, you take off. That little push into your seat, the sudden view out the window, the moment your brain goes, oh, right, we're actually doing this.
Before we wrap, let's do a super quick checklist of the calm traveler approach. 1. Confirm terminal and gate early. 2. Keep documents easy to reach. 3. Pack essentials in your personal item, not your checked bag. 4. Go find your gate first, then get snacks. 5. Expect changes and don't take them personally.
And one bonus, give yourself a little extra time if you can, not because you're bad at traveling, but because airports are unpredictable. Extra time turns chaos into inconvenience.
That's it for our airport walkthrough. Next time you're walking into a terminal with your coffee and your suitcase, you'll know exactly what you're doing.
And if you still end up sprinting, just know you're participating in a long and noble tradition. Safe travels, everyone.